Media Group headquarters here in the beautiful Springfield, Missouri. It's the Morning Drive with Matt and Jay, with your hosts, Matt and Jay. Beautiful day in the Ozarks. It's going to be hot. Looks like it's going to storm a little bit.
Yeah.
Really, really muggy out there today.
Yeah.
It's like you can chew the air instead of breathe it.
So we're live on YouTube, and we are
Live on Axe Radio, Axe Radio, and then we're also live on Axe Media Group's Facebook page.
Oh, there we are.
All right, good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Morning Drive with Matt and Jay. My name is Matt.
My name is Jay.
Glad to have everybody with us today. Now, one thing that we should do, we should have our own little steering wheels
Morning, Steve.
up here.
Yeah.
So we can pretend to be driving in the morning. Just
We can move more stuff around.
quit kicking that dog there.
Don't tell me. Don't tell me, Steve. Yeah, so like and share this with your friends. Comment if you agree or disagree. Help us to gain perspective.
Absolutely. I tried to get Priscilla Kemp to come on the show today, but
Yeah.
You could tell she was nervous even contemplating it. All right, JB Cobb, you already shared it. Look at you go. Look at you go, Jay.
Yeah.
All right, so now let's click on that. And just for fun,
Yeah.
all right. I'm glad we got that little instant replay.
Yeah. Good morning, Steve. Steve is with us.
Steve.
Check out YouTube.
And yeah, there you went. You went bye-bye on there.
Oh, did it? Huh.
I don't know. It just doesn't show your pretty face anymore.
There we go. Now YouTube is up there and watching YouTube.
Now, is this, how does this sound, everybody? Does this sound okay?
Yep. Let us know if there are any technical issues that we may not be aware of. Because in order to do the show, we have to turn our volume down.
Yeah. We,
And I don't get to see. I see the live feed here, but I don't see if anything seizes up here.
right, because one of those, you can't watch two videos at once on there.
Yeah.
Can you?
I am watching both at once.
Let me see. Are they both moving?
Yeah.
No. That little one's not moving. Huh. I noticed that when, because I tried doing it too. And, let me see how this does. Is it bright? That's bright. I look like I got like a little, magic globe in my hand.
Yeah. So we had something to talk about this morning.
Yeah.
Interesting stuff.
Yeah. Sorry. All right.
You're the teacher. Lead us through this.
All right, class, open up your textbooks
Hosea.
to Hosea.
It's already time for a commercial.
Open up your basic instructions before leaving Earth book.
Got it.
That's the acronym of Bible.
There.
Yeah. So it is commercial time, isn't it? All right.
But we do have a commercial. Yeah.
So are you going to my face now? Is that what you're doing?
I am.
Oh man. Whoa. That was weird.
I'm gonna
Wipe that transition. Boom, there's Matt.
Oh, hey everybody! All right, so we're going to talk about CBD today, guys. This is exciting stuff. CBD, say it with me, CBD.bz. Natural Solution Store.bz offers a product. It's called CBD capsules. It comes in 10, 25, and 50 milligram doses. That way you can figure out the dose that works best for you, because, you can't just go around just taking an unknown amount. Start small, work your way up, and, it works pretty well. So, it comes in 60 capsule bottles, which is good. If you take 2 a day, that's a 1 month supply. If you only take 1 of them a day, that's a 3 month supply. Or if you take 2 a day, 3 a day, 4 a day, whatever. I don't know what the dosages are on here, but it tells you on the bottle the recommended dosage for CBD capsules. Cannabinol has been successfully used for conditions such as PTSD, diabetes, fibromyalgia, sore muscles. I'm saying it like Missouri people do. Joint support, and it's funny, joint support, CBD. Just kidding. Schizophrenia, Crohn's disease, multiple sclerosis, insomnia, cigarette addiction, acne, and others. I had no idea about the acne.
I have no idea either. I haven't really tried CBD.
Of course, this statement has not been evaluated by the FDA and it is not to be used by pregnant women or lactating women. Always consult a physician before changing your diet or using a new food. But you can get your CBD capsules at www.naturalsolutionstore.bz.
All right.
Get it? There you go.
Frisat.
All right, so.
Like you out.
Whoa!
You've been wiped.
I've been wiped.
Yep.
It's good to know.
It is good to know.
That's Oh, I'm gonna go ahead and take that banner down.
I just did. I took mine down. See, I'm trying to pay closer attention to do this right.
Yeah,
Technically
it's
right.
hard. It's hard to keep attention on the conversation and do all this stuff at
And
once.
produce it professionally.
You know, that's why. That's where ADD comes in really handy.
Yeah.
It's almost like a superpower. Also,
Yes, I just buttoned my microphone.
buttoning your microphone
This is
up.
not a lapel mic.
No, it's a pretty weird one if it is.
That would be quite the lapel mic.
Yeah, it would. Could you imagine just wearing it like a necklace? You look like a rapper or something. Isn't there a rapper that wears like a giant actual like dollar store wall clock?
Yeah.
It's one of those plastic ones.
Yeah, I think so.
What's his name?
I don't know.
Love something.
That's very strange. Bizarre.
Flava Flav.
Flavor, that's it.
Flava Flav.
Yeah.
Boy, that takes us back to the 80s.
I wasn't into it in the 80s.
You weren't?
No.
The only real rapper I was into in the 80s was Vanilla Ice, and, well, I liked MC Hammer also. But
MC
then again,
Hammer.
everybody loved those guys.
Popular pop music. Pop music.
MC Hammer is a Baptist preacher now, so that's cool. I'd like to go to his. Could you imagine whenever he's full of the Holy Spirit, he starts doing that sideways dance that he
Yeah.
does?
He's done some pretty cool stuff.
It's funny. It's just funny to think about.
Yeah, I was more of an 80s hair bands rock guy.
He's like, here comes the Spirit.
Though that is a bizarre thing about music. I tend to stick with a style of music and say, hey, I don't like
Morning,
this
Lord.
kind of music because it's not my style of music. Well, then they all of a sudden start coming out with stuff that I like, and I just can't say I don't like it. So yeah, almost every style of music
Now,
comes out with something that I like.
here's something that threw me off a bit. Aerosmith.
Yeah.
Steven Tyler from Aerosmith came out with a country album.
No way.
Seriously. And I watched one of the music videos. It's actually pretty good.
I'm not surprised.
I mean, I am because he's a weirdo.
You know what though? Aerosmith's albums when I was a teenager, just you know how you want to have a favorite song, but they were just albums. You couldn't pick a favorite album.
Right.
It was a favorite album because every song on it was just.
He's a brilliant performer.
And I would play these songs over and over and over again all day long.
Yeah.
Of course, I did add to my list and my tape collection and all that stuff. There were quite a few artists and bands mostly back then.
I had a girl that
Single artists weren't a big deal then.
that I was in love with as a kid,
Yeah.
as a young man. And her favorite, Aerosmith was her favorite.
Oh.
And
Which one? Which era?
all of well, it would have to be the 80s and 90s.
Okay, so that would be, I guess, what?
Probably the 90s. Like when they came out with that, I could stay awake just to hear you breathing. Remember that?
Yeah.
That's that City of Angels.
Is that Pump? Those City of Angels?
Watch your smile while you are sleeping.
Yeah.
I used to sing that.
Well
karaoke.
done, man.
It's really hard to sing because he
It's
gets,
not. You do
he's
great.
really, but there's a part in there that I can't hit those high notes.
Yeah.
I mean, he just when it comes to performing music, that guy he's one of the greats.
I've heard all this about the auto-tune and all that stuff.
He doesn't auto-tune.
I've heard that he did.
Really?
Yeah, but who cares?
I mean, there's a reason why that. I mean, I heard his
I
live
think
performances
probably in
kind
live
of.
music sometimes you have to. If your voice ain't quite right that day, you're not going to get
Well, back in the 80s, they didn't have auto-tune. Back in the 90s, they didn't have auto-tune. Late 90s, maybe. Early 2000s, whenever. And what really made the auto-tune famous was Cher's Life After Love. You know what I'm talking about? She's like, do you believe in life after... That's... Okay, that was weird, but
pretty good.
It's
Done well
the
done
right
again,
effect.
Matt. Well done.
Metallica was Lori's favorite when she was a teen and a young adult. Steve
Lori who?
says, "What is Lori Nowak? She's the one that was in the hospital for the last few weeks." Scott says, "Hello from Cartersville, Georgia."
Who was your favorite band?
My band? My favorite band?
Well, I was asking Scott.
Oh, Scott. His is probably George Strait, Alan Jackson.
Right.
Actually, let me guess. Garth Brooks
Ooh.
was Scott's favorite.
You know, I was listening to
Morning,
a lot of
Uncle Ray.
country during that era that you just mentioned the artists from. That was a big country era.
Oh yeah.
But that was the 90s.
And you know,
Yeah, the 90s.
I'd have to say that Garth Brooks was an amazing entertainer. And you know, him and his wife stayed together. I think they're still together to this day.
I think so.
Um,
I don't know.
but of course, Garth did a couple of publicity stunts where he put out a pop album with a different name, and it was just obviously it's.
I'm sure it did better than my albums would do.
I don't know.
If one person bought it.
Hank Williams Jr. threw me
Gee.
off there. You always used to. Every time I used to go over, he was listening to Garth Brooks.
Garth Brooks.
He would sing out real loud. Scott would sing out real loud in the car. I'm shameless. He would just keep doing that over and over again during one of those songs.
Which song was it?
Shameless.
Oh yeah.
But he used to listen to a lot of them.
Right.
And then he came out with one of those CDs, and it had that "Standing Outside the Fire" was a really good song. The music video was.
Garth Brooks was another one of those where you had to have favorite albums because he just
Yeah.
produced such excellent albums.
Yeah.
His body of work is so excellent.
And he's a fellow brother in Christ too.
Yeah.
Like he talked about that. I can't remember what television show he was on, but he talked about him and his wife being Christians, and you know, God. Just like Chris Pratt, that threw everybody off when he won the Generation Award. He got up.
Yeah.
He got up and talked about there is a creator, and he loves you and wants what's best for you.
Yeah.
And you do have a soul, and it
What-
was bought with the blood of someone else.
Yeah. What a powerful testimony, and that's
Hey,
so
Jackie.
important today. We don't hear it enough. I think
Right.
today the memes, the vicious, mocking, and divisive memes take over.
Yeah.
And you know, we allow ideas to represent people and to take over
And
their
Christians
person,
are letting
how we see them.
Well, like you said, you know, Christians, it seems, are letting
They're getting sucked in.
tablets down on the square or whatever, or on the Capitol building, express who they are.
Yeah,
You know.
the Ten Commandments on the front lawn of
You
the
know.
courthouse doesn't do it.
The Jewish people, before they wrote the Torah, before it was transcribed,
Yeah,
they passed it on verbally from
Yeah.
generation to generation.
right.
Like a man nowadays, a Jewish boy that is becoming a man, he has to recite whole entire sections of the Torah, from what I understand.
The entire
Which is-
Torah, right?
Yeah, which is the law of
First
Moses.
5 books of the Bible.
Yeah, what is it? The creation, and then it's the 5 books of Moses, they call it.
I'm sure it's a pass-fail. There's not like a score system, and if
No.
they make a mistake, I don't think that means they're not a man.
But that's
I'm
their
sure.
goal.
Although there was a time when I believed that was the case.
Yeah, Lori, standing outside the fire was a brilliantly done, and it was basically he was singing, and then it was showing a kid in the Special Olympics falling and bleeding all over the place because he cut his knee, and getting up and continuing to run on and finish the race.
Yeah.
And I mean, that was
The
brilliant.
human spirit.
Yeah, and I've seen stuff like that where somebody trips and falls or passes out, and then one of the guys that's winning stops and goes around and picks the person up and helps them across the line. So,
Seeing something miraculous. Yeah, I think standing outside the fire, is that a reference to the fiery furnace, with all the people looking on and seeing these 3 men in the furnace walking around with a 4th man in there. You know, standing outside, seeing something miraculous that you know you couldn't bear yourself.
right,
Seeing somebody else do it. It's
Yeah.
inspiring.
it is. Scott says when he was young, he listened to Leonard Skinner, Bob Seger, and Van Halen.
Oh, absolutely.
You know who I like?
Bob Seger, man.
Oh yeah.
Some of his stuff.
There I
just
go.
Yeah, turn the page.
Oh, it's a good song.
And then didn't he do the roadie song?
I don't know if he did the roadie song.
Do you know the roadie song?
Mm-mm. How's it go? Sing it. Come on. You don't want to sing it?
No.
Dr. Hook did a bunch of funny songs, like the Rolling Stones song.
Did he?
Yeah, that's Dr. Hook.
Dr. Hook?
Yeah.
Who's
On the
other
cover
band?
of the
What? Yeah,
Rolling
yeah.
Stone,
Oh, yeah, I love that.
Rolling Stone,
Oh, yeah.
wanna see my picture on the cover. Stone, wanna
Gonna
buy
buy
5 copies for my
for
mother.
5 copies for
Wanna
my
see
mother.
my smiling face on the cover of the Rolling Stone. You guys are welcome for having that stuck in your head now.
Yes, you're welcome.
Aerosmith, yeah, Scott. We were just talking about Aerosmith. That's
Led Zeppelin, I think, was one of my first loves for music, you know, where I was actually engaged in it.
I had one song in particular that I always listened to whenever I would suffer a breakup, and that was "Ride On" by AC/DC.
Worst thing.
Yeah, that you've heard it many times. That it's another lonely man.
I think that music is bad. That's one reason I don't really listen to music anymore.
Well, Christian music.
Not even.
Really?
I think for some reason it gets us stuck in a place where we're supposed to move on.
Yeah.
Though music so well portrays our feelings and our senses of, you know, and what's happening in the world that we live in our own world. For some reason, isn't that amazing that we can all relate in some way or another to
Everybody
the
here
lyrics
is
of a song?
immediately thinking of different songs they like from these different.
You know, and if you were to read the lyrics of the songs over the generations and years, just read the lyrics, you'd see a pretty big change, but you'd also see
A
something
downward
you can
spiral.
relate to.
You'd see a downward spiral of insanity. It would seem if you see how. I mean, now. I mean, I feel like on old
The
man
politically
talking.
based stuff.
Yeah, not just that, but like you got mumble rappers that don't say anything.
Yeah.
They just mumble obscenities and
Yeah.
and you know.
They're
and
not the overwhelming majority.
No. I mean, you got like Tupac. He was a good rapper.
Yeah.
I liked Tupac. I liked
They were saying something.
Snoop Dogg.
They were saying something.
I used to
for
like some of
and
his
at the
stuff.
time it was important. The
Yeah.
inner cities of these places where these people came from were tragic.
Yeah.
They were war zones, literally. I grew up in a war zone.
Isn't
I
it?
know.
Some of them still are.
Yeah.
I mean, they're like almost like no-go zones for police officers.
They weren't. The place where I grew up needed the most police action and had the least. So I don't know that it would be a no-go zone, but they didn't really want to invest a lot of their.
But as a child, though, you were protected by the bad people in your town.
As well, I think you see it differently when you're raised in it and when you're growing up there.
Yeah. So let's see what we got going on here. It's time for a commercial, isn't it?
Yeah, I remember people trying to take my bike from me while I was on it.
Yeah, that's not fun.
Yeah.
That's a real pain. Or they want to steal your shoes. Did you have anybody try to steal your shoes?
No, I think that came a little bit later. Shoes weren't as valuable then, or stylish in a
I
way
always-
that somebody would covet them quite that much. Not here, not where I grew up.
YouTube volume is real fuzzy, Jim says.
YouTube volume is fuzzy.
Yeah, let's go to YouTube and see how it sounds. We're going to do this live on the air. Because we can.
Yeah.
This is how we want to make sure that everybody's hearing everything properly. Interesting. Let me go.
There's a static.
Is there?
Yeah. It's not on Facebook.
No, I don't think so. Is it buzzing on Facebook? Good morning, Jeremiah Humans.
Yeah, it is on Facebook as well. Yeah,
It is not.
I'm getting it.
Oh, now it is. It's like a coming and going kind of static. We're working on it, everybody. We're working on it. Apologize for the mess up. Now Jay is down there on the floor right now. Hey, he remembered to take his headphones off this time. Static on YouTube. Working on it. All right, so I'm gonna go to. Looks good from my end. Lynn is watching on Facebook, and Facebook is okay. So, I didn't get a notification this time. So, and this is just. Hold on a second. It is. There is a buzz. I would pull the cord out and then put it back in. Try putting it in the other one. You guys can hear this on here. No static on Facebook. That's what we got from everybody so far. We're waiting. No static on Facebook. That's what we got from everybody so far. That's weird. You know, there's a power cord wrapped around that mic cable. Could that be what it is? Sorry, everybody. Yeah, that's what it is. There's a power supply. It's gonna go blank for a minute. All right, so here we go. Let's see what this sounds like. There's still a buzz. This sounds like. That's weird. Whoa. Wait. I don't know. I think it's better now. Let's see. Steve says still a buzz. You are hearing an echo a bit, but you will. It's really quiet. Maybe it has something to do. I don't know. That's weird. That is weird. Yeah, it's the YouTube camera. We're working on it, everybody. So, Steve says good. No, I don't know. He's on Facebook. It sounds better. It just sounds like it needs to be turned up. No, it's still fuzzy. It sounds better. It just sounds like it needs to be turned up. Well, everybody, again, if you're watching on YouTube, I apologize for that. We're gonna continue to get better every day. Is there something I did wrong when I set it up this morning? Ouch. Well, I'm listening to YouTube. It's really quiet. There's a buzz, but it's also really quiet. It's really quiet. All right, so we're going to continue to talk. Continue to talk. Huh? Hold on, let's see. It's really quiet. All right, so we're going to continue to talk. Continue to talk. Huh? Yeah, it's working now. No, it's good now. All right, so we're going to continue to talk. Continue to talk. Now there's a whole bunch of echoes. We're hearing it back and forth on here. So hopefully that made it better. Again, we'll just have to. We're just gonna have to. We're gonna get to work on it.
Wonder what happened.
Sorry about that, everybody.
Am I getting the fuzz still on YouTube?
I don't know. Let me send Jim a message. Jim, is that better? That's what I want to know. Is that better? There's still a little bit of a buzz, but I think what it is when we adjusted the sound and stuff. Oh, what is that? That's not good. All right, so
I'm okay.
we still got a little bit of time here. A little bit of time. So, thank you. That means, oh, okay. I try to pay people back whenever I borrow money from them. And sometimes I can't pay it all at once.
Oh, yeah, still a hiss, totally.
Is there?
Yep.
I wonder what that is. I wonder what's causing it. Is there...
That's transformer. But I don't know any transformer that we're close to.
No. I mean, there's a whole bunch of stuff down there.
Huh.
Maybe we need to hook it through a direct box with a ground fault.
Well, but was it? I've got to check the YouTube videos. We may have a problem that's been there all along.
I don't know that it's been there all along. Otherwise, somebody would have said something about it.
We haven't had a lot of people watching it.
Well, Jim watches it every day.
Does he?
Yeah, he has us going on his TV, I think, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Well, I just have a desire now to figure that out.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to do it after the show today.
Yeah.
So thank you for being patient with us. That's part of it. I like that people can see us growing and see us learning stuff every day.
Yeah.
Because if you don't learn and get better and grow, then what's the point?
Right.
What does the Japanese say? K-song?
What's that?
What's the Japanese say?
Kaizen means to continuously improve. It's how they took over the auto market here in the United States.
And I drive a Japanese car.
Yeah. Well,
And-
that's how they got here.
And it's an amazing vehicle, even with 220,000 miles on it.
Their tolerance on moving parts and bearings and stuff like
Are
that
still
were phenomenally lower than ours. They had no tolerance for bad parts.
I mean, I don't get me wrong. I love Chevys. I'm a Chevy fan as well. But as far as reliability, I mean, I don't know. It's up in the air. I have never been able to afford a brand new vehicle. So I'm pretty sure brand new vehicles are way better than the older vehicles are. I'm just thankful to have a vehicle. Jeremiah says, do you need a loan? Just give me the title to your car. No, I will never do a title loan. I will never do another check cash loan because those are designed. Like, I'm not saying that you're that way. I'm just saying that I tried still a constant hissing.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. And I think to do that live on the show, there is audio. You can hear what we're saying. Now, we had a topic today. I posted something on Facebook yesterday that I want to share. I think it's interesting that really I think the point was missed. I think it's interesting that the point was missed. But I also I appreciate that it was missed because it shows me that people are listening to what I have to say,
Yeah.
and they're empathizing with me and what I'm going through, so I do appreciate that very, very much.
Yeah, well, sorry. I was sitting here looking at that, trying to figure out what's going on.
That's okay.
Hmm.
Do you want me to figure it out right now?
No, that's all
I
right.
mean,
Well,
I can do that.
I don't want to stop the broadcast just to fix it. I know it's a pain. Well, we're going to have to work on it.
Yeah.
I don't know what's wrong with it, though, because it's been working fine,
Yeah,
just
it has.
fine.
Mhm.
And then out of nowhere, it's crazy. It's weird. We just need to figure out why. I mean, there's also a...
I'm getting a little bit of it through my headphones right now. That could be the air.
You're hearing this in the air.
Yeah.
Do you want me to... I'll go turn the air off.
No, it's okay. That's not the problem. We've been doing this a while. The problem in YouTube is an electronic problem.
Yeah.
There's some kind of an electronic buzz that's feeding through a sound line, or which would mean it has to be what's coming from the camera.
That's weird. And the more it's still a constant buzzing. So we're just going to keep working on it until it gets better. We're going to need some constant updates. Yeah, because that's just so weird. I don't know. Let's go back on there. Go back to YouTube. There's still a constant hissing. There's still a constant hissing. So weird. There's still a constant hissing. So what we'll do is we're gonna have to start and stop all the stuff on YouTube. Right now, I guess it's okay on Facebook. Looks like it's okay on Facebook. Let me go to Facebook and find out. And again, huh? Yeah, we do need feedback about the sound. Linda says Crazy Auto on Facebook keeps going on or off. I don't know. Huh. All right, let's go to here. We're gonna listen to it. Find out. And again, yeah, we do need feedback. Everything's fine on Facebook. Everything's fine on Facebook. As of right now, no, he did not respond yet. Tell us how it is, Jim. Keep telling us if it gets any better or if it gets any worse, because I'm going to go back to YouTube. Is any of the cords on the camera messed up, or? Camera messed up, or? See, it doesn't sound too bad. The clicking is this on my phone. So let me try this. See if that helps at all. You don't think that's going to help? No. Well, now my phone is all goofed bald.
We have a commercial break.
We do? We get to do a commercial break?
All right, so
we'll get it figured out, guys. Maybe not this second, maybe not today, but we'll get it done. The show must go on. Buzzing is constant.
yeah, there's definitely a constant hit.
There is. I can hear it from here. It's going to drive you nuts until we get it fixed, isn't it? So, what we're going to talk about now is maybe it's something in the volume on the monitor out. You don't think so?
We haven't adjusted that, have we?
I don't know. Dad had to adjust a bunch of stuff yesterday.
That is on max.
All right, so that's on the headphones.
Oh, how's that? Is that too loud?
No, I'm good. I'm good with it. Prayer list on X first. Oh wow, they've changed the layout of our Real News Review on axmediagroup.com. Oh, that's cool. Whoa. Let's go back. Oh, that's cool. That don't sound that bad, does it? Let's go back. That sounds good to me. That don't sound that bad, does it? Now, is that Facebook or YouTube you're listening to? That sounds good to me. That don't sound that bad, does it? Now, is that Facebook or YouTube you're listening to? Here we go. You're so professional. We are. Is that... What are you listening to over there? Sorry, everybody. This is crazy. Did it start in the middle? Mm-hmm. That sounds okay to me. Well, yeah. That sounds okay to me. Jay? Yeah? We probably should do a little talking here. We'll just have to deal with it after the show today. But yeah, you guys can go on to axmediagroup.com and check out the Real News Review.
I can't tell. I don't know.
We got some Lighthouse Award nominees for the Axe Fest here in 2019 Axe Fest, which is always a fun deal. So the Lighthouse Award, a person who quietly serves faithfully and humbly behind the scenes. The nominees are Jason Cobb.
For what?
Skylar Carter, Becky Cote, and Randy Barr. The Lighthouse Award. A person who quietly serves faithfully and humbly behind the scenes.
Oh.
So you've been nominated for that. Somebody actually had called them or sent them an email nominating you.
Well, thank you.
And
thank you to
Pastor of the Year Award. A person offering another or others ministry support, guidance, knowledge, and prayerful experience. Nominees are Ladina Boo, Leo Froman, Bruce Pearson, that's my Paul, and Dennis Everson. The Jimmy Dunn Award.
We should get over here early so we can shut all this down and restart it and see if there's not something that we can't rectify.
The Jimmy Dunn Award, a lay or non-clergy person who provides support to the ministry service and or in financial support and ministry needs. Nominees are Lyle Wade, Amber Buckley, Jessica Thomas, and Jason B. Cobb. So you've been nominated, what's that, 3 times now?
What?
No, 2 times. 2 different things. Axe Media Award. We're both nominated for that. An anonymous accepted on behalf of by Matthew Pearson. So this person is being nominated, but this person does not want any, what do you call it, recognition for the help that he's given us. And Bruce Pearson. Unity in Christ Award, a person constantly working with groups, churches, and individuals seeking to join them together into one understanding body of Christians in worship and in service to God the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Nominees are Dennis Code, Jane Campbell, Jackie Scott, and Tom Young. All right, so there's going to be a Changing Times Costume Award given for the best costume during the Axe Fest banquet at the banquet. So we're real excited about that. Dr. Paul, what are you going as? A 1950s era preacher?
Clean shaven.
Which is how you are, right? I mean, you look like a 1950s era preacher now.
Jeans without holes.
What about holy jeans?
No, different kinds. Slacks.
Slacks.
And thoroughly ancient look.
Wow. Good morning, Priscilla Kemp. We still try to get Priscilla on there. We will cut it a little bit early today. I'm thinking here in about 5 minutes because we want to work on this and find out what the sound thing that's going on is. Because there's a buzzing Dr. Paul going on YouTube. So we'll get it figured out.
Yeah, we better shut this stuff down and try to maybe unplug and replug some stuff and find out where some line got crossed with a transformer.
You know, and I can see where that thing is running across all kinds of power cords.
The power cord shouldn't affect it. It's a transformer that we have to be concerned about.
So weird.
I don't see anything that would cause it. I see plenty of things that would have caused it initially, but not now.
Yeah. Scott said, I liked your post on Facebook and about loneliness. That's how I felt before I met
that's
Marsha.
Funny. That is universal almost, except for you, Dr. Paul. Most everybody who read it think it's about loneliness.
Myself included.
Really?
Myself included.
And though it is kind of about loneliness, what I was see the feelings that I was having are just really part of the human condition, and I thought that writing this people could relate to, but I also what I really was going for was that people could relate to our Christ, our Savior. You know, our Savior, when we change our focus from Him and our purpose and service to Him to something such because loneliness is such a deep emotion. And our desire when we feel loneliness is wholly for someone other than Jesus, because Jesus is there. We're not lonely for Jesus because He's there. When loneliness hits us, it's when we've wanted something more.
Yeah.
Not that loneliness isn't something that's real,
but that's not what you meant by it.
Yeah.
I mean, loneliness. Well, I mean, you know what loneliness feels like.
Married people, people in a crowd, engaged in a crowd with people can feel lonely. So it wasn't really about loneliness. It was more about how Christ also has the same feeling for us.
Okay, this is what Jay. I'm going to read this, Jay. Is that okay?
Yeah.
I'm going to read it out loud so everybody knows. Loneliness is a difficult feeling to manage. And that's usually where people are like, "Oh, Jason's lonely."
Yeah.
I mean, that's whenever
that's what happened.
That's whenever I thought that too, and I immediately that's what I was thinking about was, my best friend, my brother in Christ, is lonely.
Right.
How can I help him feel not lonely?
Clearly, I'm surrounded by loving and caring friends and family and people. So I'm not always lonely, though. Sometimes I feel it.
Well, you go on to say, usually it's just a minor and fleeting discomfort that quickly passes as I follow the path the Father sets ahead of me. Sometimes, though, it's so painful, I can feel it in my chest. Now, a lot of people hear that, too.
Yeah.
And it says, I'm sure Jesus feels the same at the same time as the bridegroom, knowing that the ones you love are longing for someone else must be crushing. You are full of grace. And you're talking about how knowing that we are putting other stuff in our lives above Jesus, that's like cheating on your wife or your husband.
Yeah.
Because we are the bridegroom. Correct, Dr. Paul? And that'd be like, I as a man who's been cheated on a bunch.
I think it's a reflection of the human condition.
We were actually going to read the book of
Jesus
Hosea
Christ
today, but
was a man.
Busy with the buzzing sound on YouTube.
I think Jesus Christ was a man, is a man. He rose from the dead. His
Yeah.
body is alive.
Yeah.
And I think that he feels the same thing in his chest when we feel that sense of loneliness, and in a way that's rejecting his presence in our life.
Yeah.
That's
I can see we were going to read the book of Hosea, which is I'm looking at Dr. Paul sitting behind the camera over there.
Yeah.
And that right there just explained to me, because that's where I got the book of Hosea from, is you talking about when we're longing for others instead of him, it must break his heart.
Yeah.
Well, Hosea is all about that. He had to marry. Well, God told him to marry a prostitute.
I don't mean to admonish people for misunderstanding. I am so thankful and grateful for people's feeling for me and care for me, and so many people had encouraging words. Loneliness is not something that I suffer desperately from all the time. That's not what I was trying to say.
Right.
I'm saying that it's, I think, something that's part of the human condition, and that we should look towards Jesus Christ. And that actually, I think, what saves me from being despairing, is that I do have Jesus Christ in my life, and I do have that path that the Father has set before me, and I'll follow it,
Right.
And so, anyways, I'm hoping that people can make that connection to Jesus.
Yeah.
And know that they're not alone. Not
Unplug
only
the
are
power
they not
cable
alone
from that
because
computer.
Jesus is with them. What?
Unplug the power cable from that computer. And see if that helps.
I don't know. I can't tell. But not only are they not alone because Jesus is always with them, but they're not alone in their feelings of loneliness.
Right.
And sometimes, I'm sure everybody sometimes feels that crushing feeling of loneliness. Even when you're not alone, people, I think, feel it. And I hear this and I see it also on Facebook. I also notice that I do the same thing. Read the first few sentences of a line of a post from somebody. Relate so closely to it that I don't really hear the point they're trying to make. And I think that maybe is a common thing with the human condition too, that's changing with social media and this instantaneous, human condition too, that's
No, still.
yeah.
Here's
All
a-
right.
Sorry.
So thank you for bringing that up, Matt. That was what I wanted to get to today.
Well,
And
I
I'm
mean,
going to leave the post up there, so please continue to leave your comments. Thank you so much for your support. Continue to support.
Yeah.
I think that also demonstrates the support that many people who do feel loneliness have in their lives.
yeah. Well, I used to do a song at Acts Church, the one that we have at Maranatha Chapel, and it's called "When I Cry." You cry. When I hurt, you hurt.
Right.
And when I've lost someone, and he doesn't like to see us hurting. He doesn't like to see us crying. He doesn't like to see us lonely either.
Yeah.
But I can see what you're talking about. When we get lonely, we should be seeking him to help our loneliness.
Yeah.
But we don't. We're longing for others to keep us company so that we're not lonely.
Yeah.
Is that another thing you were talking about there, or am I grasping at straws here?
No, say it again.
Okay. When you're lonely,
Mm-hmm.
you start longing for something else, someone else.
Someone, yeah.
Now, do you feel like that's the same as, we tend to seek out people before we seek out God in that, right?
Yes.
And I can see where that hurts. What? Nancy's back there. But and I can see where that, he's like, hey, I'm here. Let me help your loneliness. But instead you're looking towards
he
people.
Feels that same way.
Yeah.
When you feel lonely and when you feel that sometimes crushing, isolating, sadness of loneliness that sometimes is extreme. I think that what I wanted to bring people's attention to is that Christ has that same feeling for us.
Right.
That he came and died on the cross for us because of that feeling that he has for us. So.
Well, if you're lonely today, seek out God. I know that we always got to remember that God is there. If you don't know who God is, if you don't know who Jesus is, he's waiting for you to reach out to him. And he's following you along. He's just waiting for you to turn to him. If you don't know who Jesus is, give us a call, text us, do whatever you got to do. We'll introduce you and we'll talk to you
Get a
about
Christian Bible and read it.
Yeah, definitely. We recommend you start in the book of John. Not John. Is it
and
John?
Look for this Christ of whom we speak because
Yes.
he's there.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to go ahead and call it a day because we want to...
Sorry.
That's all right. We want to try and work out the buzzing sound on YouTube.
Yeah,
so
because this is coming up. Another show.
yeah, we got Dr. Paul and his wife Nancy. Do you guys have a guest today? Woohoo! They got a guest today, and that's going to be the happy hour with Dr. Paul and Nancy. The best look on Facebook. What is it? The friendliest show on radio. The best look on Facebook, and the thing to see on TV.
All right. Well, I'm getting off of YouTube. Is that what we're trying to do?
Yeah, so go ahead and call it. I'm not going to, come to Freeway also tonight at 5 o'clock.
Yeah,
So-
Freeway.
Or 6 o'clock,
Good
rather.
night, everybody.